Ever wondered why being the cheapest in the industry might not be the golden ticket to success? Join me on a journey as we unravel the hidden pitfalls and challenges businesses face when they embark on the quest to claim the title for the most affordable option. From profit margins to brand perception, we'll explore intriguing reasons why the race to the bottom might not always be the path to victory in this competitive landscape. Stay tuned for Profits Are Up Live. Peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, your humble hip hop sales coach, Toledo. And you already know what it is, man. You're rocking with the best. You heard? I am joined by the squad today because it's going to be a controversial topic. There's going to be a lot of haters and naysayers jumping in my DM. I'm prepared for you guys. My colleagues are prepared for you. So if you don't want to get your head bust, just chill with the weird comments. Handle your own business if you don't like what we're going to say about pricing. But at the end of the day, the ones that are complaining about our pricing aren't the ones that are putting food on our table, gas in our car, feeding our kids, sheltering them, or none of that stuff. It makes no sense. So this afternoon, I am joined by the beautiful Coach T from Brooklyn, all the way in Georgia right now. So, Coach T, introduce yourself. Oh, Coach T, can you hear me?
You got to introduce her.
Coach T, you there? Oh, she's checking some stuff out.
Yeah.
Tekk, and of course, I got my brother in prosperity, Tekk Amaku, out there in Oakland, California. We'll come back to Coach T as soon as she sets some things up. Tekk, shout out, give the fam some love, brother.
What's up, man? We are in the building today. This is exactly what I love. This is what people want to talk about. This is what everybody really, truly want to know. It's a question that they're asking themselves. And of course, we got the handcuffs, but if you got the key, you can take off the handcuffs today. So we're going to give you some keys so to unshackle yourself. Take off the ball and chain. I think these are made in China too, man. These things hurt.
Okay, and we got my girl Dominique. Let's bring my girl Dominique, the straight shooter. Block her. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Dominique, introduced to the family. We're going to be talking about this controversial topic. I just want to give you a forewarning, Dominique. They may come after you. They're going to
come after me?
Yeah, just because they don't. When it comes to pricing, that's when I get all the smoke.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, whoever's coming after you hasn't been in the game long enough anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
So introduce yourself. Let them know where you're hailing from.
I am Dominique. I own Signed by Dominique and Houston Notary Academy. I have been doing this for 13 years now. So I'm a notarial elder. Skin regime is, it's popping, I look young, but I'm not the one or the two. So yes, I've been in the game for a very long time. It started as my side hustle. And then I made it my main hustle because I have little crotch gremlins running around. And, it pays the bills. Does what it needs to do when I need it to do, when I need to move it, shake it, adjust it. I niche when I need to. The money's there. You just got to know how to monetize on it.
Indeed. And I got my homegirl straight from Brooklyn out there in Georgia now. The school in the U.S. on how to be notaries. We got Coach T in the building. Coach T, introduce yourself to the family, please.
Yes, absolutely. Hey guys. Hey, how is everybody?
Hi.
Everybody. Good. So of course, as you know, I am living in Atlanta. And so of course they're gonna come for me with the smoke because I'm in an attorney state and people swear they can't make an attorney state. So I'm with it. I'm ready for it. I own Ladies in the Stamp. Again, I'm here in Atlanta, originally from Brooklyn, New York. I actually did the notary stuff in New York. But I know all about being in Atlanta, being a notary. Actually, I teach over 4,000 notaries in my Facebook group. So let's get it.
All right, cool. So I created a couple of slides, but before I go into the slides, and I got some bonus slides as well, I'd like to ask you guys individually. Okay, there are people that have said, look, your state only allows you to charge $10. I think Tekk for you it's $15. For me here in Illinois, it's $2. How much is it over there, Coach T?
Up to four.
$4. And Domique, you're out in Texas. How much is it out there?
It's 10 here.
Okay, can you sustain a living on that?
No.
Absolutely not.
So let me ask you guys, how is it that you're able to charge the prices that you have, which is not $10, $4, $2, $15? Let's start with you, Domique.
So I don't have a cap on fees. They don't tell me what I can charge for fees. So there's fees for everything. There's convenience, there's travel, I even have a drive-up service, and I still make as much as if I would have driven to them. Why? Because convenience. I have to do my hair. I have to put on clothes. I got to go outside. I got to pick up my pen. I have a lot to do. So for me, they don't cap my fees, and I'm able to price what I need to price. I also don't itemize my pricing. So when somebody calls me, that's where a lot of people get all caught up. They'll be like, oh, it's this for the notarization, this for my convenience, this for my travel. When you start itemizing, that gives people the ability to feel like they can negotiate with you on your product and your services. I give a full price, and that the price is the price. I'm not Walmart. Like, you can't negotiate when you go on Walmart. You can't negotiate when you go to Chick-fil-A. You can't negotiate when you go to Target. You can't negotiate when you go anywhere. You can't go to Macy's and negotiate. I don't run a flea market or a swap meet. I run a business. Now, is that to say that I don't give coupons or referrals or referral coupons or community? I have a mention this coupon because you're in my community, and they feel like they're getting a coupon and they're not, because the price doesn't change. But oh, you have that coupon, well, the price is normally this, but for you it's this. They don't know what the difference is because the price is the price. A lot of people give prices with an air of like they're questioning their own price. So your confidence isn't there. You're obviously not confident in your business, your pricing, and what you're putting out there. That's the problem. The problem isn't the pricing. Like, I can't tell you what to charge. I may charge to go outside $30 to stamp a quick little piece of paper. But if you pull up to Coach T, she's going to charge you $60. Why? Because she didn't really feel like putting on pants that day, and now she had to put on her pants. That's more work. She didn't feel like it. I don't want to pick on you, Coach T, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Like, it just is what it is. What is the convenience factor? If we have data, like, we have lives as business owners, we have children, we have things to do, we have husbands. If I gotta stop cooking my husband's dinner to go outside and notarize something for you, well, he gonna be hungry a little bit longer. This the first husband I like. So that's an extra convenience for me. So it is your business, but you are your business owner. You set your structure. So what's convenient for you may not be convenient for me. Like, there's people that just love G&W. They hate loan signing. Me, I've been doing it so long. They're the same damn thing. They're the same thing. I talk to people all day. I talk to people all day long, and they're like, well, this paper said this and the instructions said this, but I don't know how to explain this. And I was like, no, you make a pile. Here, this is your deed. It's 22 pages. Here's the signature page when you're ready. If you'd like to look it over, you can. And once they see them 21 pages sitting there and they see the one signature page right next to it, they're like, I'm just going to sign. Okay, let's keep it moving and grooving. Let's go. You have to make it very, very simplistic. A lot of people don't do that, and I feel like that's the problem. in a lot of the marketing strategies that are by these big notaries that have been here 5 seconds compared to me, 5 seconds. They've been here 5 seconds. And they market with fear. They're like, do you know what Form 6942 is? And you need to know this. No, the freak you don't. See, look, I'm trying to be a good girl. No, you don't. You do not. Do you know what an acknowledgement and a jurat is? Do you know how to say an oath if you need to? Do you know where your stamp is supposed to go? Do you know how to sign your name? Do you know today's date? Can you spell January? Okay, then we got something there. We can move forward. That's it. If there's an issue, do you know how to make a notarial correction? Don't go in there and do 18 hours of YouTube videos and research to get one damn answer. That's where mentors come in and coaches. But know the difference between mentorship and coaching. Because if I'm coaching you, it's when I tell you to run the ball, run the damn ball. If I'm mentoring you, then ask me a question. I'll give it to you. You know, okay, we're cool. But don't ask me to coach you if you're not going to be part of the team.
Okay. So let me ask you, Coach T, you're in an attorney state, and the fear mongers are there in the attorney state. They will scare you to the point where I don't even know why people even get their commission anymore in Atlanta, Georgia, or Georgia, period. So how do you deal with that?
So it's crazy because, Dominique, you are so right. And even though you're in a separate state from me, all of those convenience fees, all of that applies. So part of the problem is people are scared, right? They go, oh, it's only $4. Is all I can charge. No, it's only $4 per notarial certificate. Now, that's where the coaching or the mentoring comes in. What is a notarial certificate, right? That's actually just the wording on the document. So per times that you stamp that is what the $4 is. And so you got to know the difference, and you got to be educated on what you can and cannot do. And that's part of the problem. Now, when it comes to, like Dominique just said, you called me, I'm coming to you, I'm mobile, everything that I got to spend $1 for, or some of my time, which is also worthy of $1, that's a fee, right? And so people can't be scared to charge their fee, and they can't be scared to do exactly like, and I'm going to lean on Dominique again, you don't have to sit there and be like, it's $2 for this, $3 for this, it's $5, it's $4 per. That's not what we're here to do, right? Because again, you do leave that space for errors and for them to ask you 1,000 questions. I get plenty of calls. They're like, oh, absolutely. When can you get here? And then you got people that call me and be like, that's a little too high. I'm like, okay, well then have a nice day, right? Because then that means if you're not looking for a mobile notary, you want to find a UPS center that may turn you down, or you want to find that you have to walk in and go see them. That is the difference, especially in attorney states. So with us, if you are a mobile notary, you are charging your fees. Now, if you are stationary in a bank or something like that, of course, you're only going to pay $2 to $4, or, you know, you're going to walk in and they may or may not stamp your document. They may or may not understand anything. Although the customer only has to understand their name, that they are saying they there, and they filling out the signature part, you as the notary, you need to know what you're doing. And that is all that is to it. You need to know your part. As long as you know what you're doing and how to carry out getting that document signed, they don't need a whole education course. Part of our problem as notaries is we got to understand we're not here to explain documents. That's not what we do. But knowing the document helps you execute it properly. So we can charge. Sky's the limit. You just can't be scared to do it, and you got to educate yourself on how to do it, the structure to do it, and how you approach people, and just know your stuff.
And you have to give them an experience too, because not for nothing, do you know how many people where I meet with them and they're like, oh, I bought a house before and the notary, oh, it was painful. Like, yeah, because they're sitting there and like, and this says, get out of here. Goodbye. What are we doing? A college lecture? Or are we signing documents? As soon as I sit down in front of them, I don't care if it's 1 page or 700. Hi, I'm here to make this as painless as possible. Let me know if I'm moving too fast or too slow. We could just do signature pages. We can go through some things, but not too much. Not too much now. And they start laughing. Why? Because they're paying for your experience. There's people that charge way less than me, but why am I number one in my area? Why are people willing to pay me and refer me? They get a good experience, they get a smile, and their shit is done really, really quick. I don't spend a long lengths of time with anybody. First of all, I think I may have a smidgen of like ADHD or autism. I don't like people like that at all. I don't. I don't like to talk to people. Like, you ask too many questions, I'm instantly turned off. That's like my note. That's like my New Yorker thing. Like, once you start, if I'm like, "Hi, how are you?" And then instead of you saying I'm good, and you're like, and then one day I stubbed my toe, and then on Tuesday, no, I'm instantly done. You're done. I gotta go. We gotta wrap this up. So, being that I know I'm like that, in order for me to hold my business, because it is a people business, and a lot of people are like, how do you not like to communicate with people, but you are dealing with people every single day? Because I know how to move fast, get it right, and I don't got to see them again unless they paying me twice. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Tekk, you had an interesting situation yesterday where a client was trying to haggle you down on a price, and you charged her a premium. Speak on that for a second, bro.
Yeah, yesterday. Oh yeah, let me take off the handcuffs first.
Whoa.
Okay.
What did I miss? Because you should be handcuffed to my gold briefcase.
You still ain't got that briefcase. I can't believe
I
you.
still don't. Because, it's
cannot
been 2
believe.
years. Like, we're 2 years in, and I'm waiting on UPS still for 2 years.
Goodness, DHL,
Guinness Book
UPS.
of World Records of bad shipping.
I cannot believe FedEx. Is it UPS or FedEx? Which one? DHL?
I forgot how you mailed it. You mailed it. It must be in the same mail as my child support checks. I still don't
Damn.
got them.
Yeah, it's en route.
It's en route.
It's out for delivery.
Still waiting.
So check this out. Put it this way, y'all. So we're good at this because, well, let me speak for myself. I'm great at this because I learned from the best. I just want to put that out there. I learned from the best there is. And that's Andre C. Hatchett, who is the godfather of the mobile notary industry. And it's very good to hear many more notaries who are more vocal about this. But, there's still people who, like Coach G was saying, they're just scared. People are afraid. They're truly in fear of going to jail. Notaries are afraid of making a mistake and not getting paid. There's just all these fears that just handcuff them to their consciousness. And it's really sad because as they try to mature and grow into the notary industry, they find themselves just being shackled. So yesterday, this is not out of the ordinary. And stop me if you've heard this before. There's a potential customer who calls and they want to inquire, and they all have a story. Everybody's got a story, which is what, to Domique's point, you don't have to know everything about these documents. Matter of fact, the less you know, the better. All right, the less you talk, the better. And matter of fact, I would challenge you in your next notary appointment to don't even say nothing. Don't even say a word. See what happens. See how fast you get out of there, and see how much more the customer appreciates you for getting out of their house, and so that they can get on with their business, because all notary is about money, by the way. So yesterday, and by the way, this is a money product. I know we are in the people business, but notary is a money product. Let me teach you something real quick. What you sell is a money product. Did you know that? You do mortgages, you do debt relief, you do settlements, you do power of attorneys, you do minor child travel consent form, you do proof of life, you do certification of identity, you do gun permits, you do LLC agreements, you do cannabis licensing, whatever. You sell a money product. Did you know that? See, most notaries don't even know what a notary is. Most notaries don't know what a notary really is. If you ask them, what is a notary? They'll look at you confused. What do you mean? I know what a notary is. I passed the test. But what is a notary? You see, you deal with a money product. You deal with people's finances, sensitive social security information, sensitive details about people's lives. Things that they have going on with their families, with the finances, with death, with new life, new businesses. So yesterday, there's a customer who calls me, and you can hear it in their voice that everything is urgent. Everything is 911. By the way, this is what helps you sell. Teach you guys something today. Everything is urgent until they say it's not. Until there's some indication that what they're trying to do is not a priority, everything is 911, and you should treat it that way. And this is what's going to help you sell. So the customer calls me, and me, by default, I assume that everything is 911 until you say it's not. So if you come to me, you say that I have to have this response to this attorney by 3 p.m. Eastern time, and you're on the West Coast, and it's 9 o'clock. So that means time is running out. And in order for me to get this to them, I have to go to get it printed first, and then I have to have you come to meet somebody who lives in a van on the corner, and then they have to sign it, and then I have to have it faxed to the attorney, and then I have to have the originals mailed out to the attorney. So the customer calls me, and she has a whole laundry list of requests, and I'm like, yes, I can do that. Yes, we actually do that. Yes, we can help you with this. And the answer is yes, 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 yes. And then, how much is it? Well, it's $1 million. It's $500. It's $300. Whatever the price is for you to execute what they're requesting, and then, the answer is yes. And then the response is, well, the last person said they'll do it for $65. Or the last person said they'll do it for $25. You can make up a number. The customer can say whatever they want to say. I wasn't there in the conversation, so I don't know what that other company said. I have no clue what their policy is. I have no idea what they said. But if I'm going to go off what you told me, and if they told you $65, then let me share something with you, customer. Let me save you some time. And this is what I told her. I said, I know where you can get it for free. She said, really? I said, yes. If you look hard enough, if you keep looking and keep looking and keep looking and keep calling, I know where you can get it for free. Somebody will give it to you for free. Some notary will be desperate enough to help you to get it done for free. Not here, though, because I'm going to save you some time. I'm going to save you some headache. You have to get this to Alabama by 3 p.m. Eastern time. This is regarding, and by the way, you waited until the last day to do this, didn't you? Of course you did. This should have been done 2 weeks ago, right? Right? The attorney requested that you get this done and submitted and filed away 2 weeks ago, didn't they? Yeah, of course they did. But you waited to the last minute. So now you've involved me into your urgency. So good thing is I can help you, but I'm going to help you save even more time, because the person who you go to get it done for $5, $4 for free, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to predict your future. They're going to mess up. They're going to send it to the wrong email address. They're going to miss a signature. They're going to stamp in the margin. They're going to do something. And now all of a sudden, that $1,000 that you were waiting for, or whatever that you were getting ready to get from the settlement, from this attorney who asked you to do this 2 weeks ago, that is now delayed. And whatever business that you have to take care of subsequently is not going to happen. So let's get this done the right way the first time around, so you don't have to repeat this. That's why you pay $330 for one signature. And that's why you get it executed, because whatever you're getting ready to do, it's going to get done. The peace of mind that you as a notary deliver, that level of excellence that you deliver, that allows someone to get their work done, because again, all notary is about money. That level of confirmation that you bring, that's what you pay for. That's it. And if you and there's really no price you can put on that. There really isn't. Only the person who objects to, the person who says, Coach C, why is it $65 or why is it $85? That person is the same person who goes into Mercedes and asks them, well, how come it's $50? Why is the C class 50,000? You know, and why they go in the Jaguar or Range Rover and ask them, I can use any example, but the person who says, why is it that much? That person doesn't value their time, or they have not yet reached the levels where they have appreciated the value of their time. Because you can mess it up, and then guess what? The $60 that you were going to save, you're going to end up paying it again to have somebody come back out, and then you still got to ship it, you still got to email, you still have to redeliver the original documents. So I'm happy that we talk about this. I'm happy that it's out there in the forefront, and I feel like it's it's a subject that people, they think about it, but they avoid it.
So well put, Tekk. So what we're going to do now, we're about to go into the 7 reasons you're going to need to think twice about being the cheapest industry notary of all times. But before we do that, we're going to go into a quick commercial break. I would encounter clients asking about, do I provide power of attorney doc? And at the time I didn't, but I was interested in helping out my client as much as possible. So I sought out a company called eForm. And eForms allowed me to create legal documents in minutes. I was able to service my clients and provide exceptional notary service to them. So if you would like to try out eForms, click the link in the description below. Disclaimer: check with your Secretary of State to see if you can notarize document that you have created for your clients. Okay, so I'm going to go into each slide, and then you guys could tell me individually what you believe or your thoughts on these slides. So the first one is profit margins. The reason why you don't want to be or think twice about being the industry's cheapest is profit margins. Being the cheapest often means competing on price alone. This can result in thin profit margins, making it challenging for the business to cover its costs and invest in growth or innovation. What say you, Domique?
So when you're competing with profit margins, that kind of puts you in the same fishbowl as everybody else. And being that everybody's doing the same thing, you want to stand out. You don't want to fit in. Once you fit in, that's why a lot of notaries that follow the same scripts and they follow the same jargon, and they look like minions. You know those little yellow things in that movie? So how I stand out is I market completely different. I'm completely different than anybody in my area. Everybody gets a different experience. My promotions are very different. The way that I market is different. And the fact of the matter is their experience with me tops whatever it is. I'm selling more than just a stamp on a piece of paper. I'm selling an experience. I'm selling the justification and the satisfaction that they know when they leave me, that they know that their document is going to be right. I'm saving them time. I'm saving them hassle. I'm saving them the fact that they have to get it redone. They're paying for the value of my expertise and my experience and my time. So that's my profit margin is completely different. Somebody who just came in here, or somebody who does not have that air of confidence, is nowhere going to compete with me. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it way cheaper, but they might stamp the paper upside down. You know how many notaries do that?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, no. Like, they're nervous. Their hand is shaking. It's 2024. You know how many people call me? My phone has been blown up. January has been a good month, honey, and we only in the 24th. You want to know why? Because people keep writing 2023 and not correcting it. So it's just the fact of the matter is they come to me. They know it's getting done right. They know that they're not going to have to backpedal, do it again, go over. So it's like you have to sell the time, and you're selling yourself. Once you have that confidence, you know what you're doing. That's why can't nobody sit there and negotiate with Tekk on the phone. Why? You know what he's doing. He's confident, and he's like, listen, I'm the king of automation. I'm the king of not sending Domique her gold briefcase.
Damn.
You know? So
damn.
She better get gold briefcase.
I'm I'm still waiting on it. Like, there's Timo, there's Sheen. Like, he ain't even try to Amazon it. Like, he ain't even tried. It's been 2 years. 2 years.
I think it's been 3.
And yeah, and I know you making money over there. Like, let's not, and you in Cali, you could send me a little something, I'm just saying.
Where the money at? Cali.
Yeah, that's the money in Cali. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, wow.
So, Coach T, this question is for you. So the second reason why you need to think twice about being the industry's cheapest is perceived value. Consumers often associate higher prices with higher quality. If a business consistently offers a low price, it may be perceived as providing low quality products or services, even if it's not the case. What do you say about that?
That is so true. Let me tell you something. It's true and it's not true. So at the end of the day, if you know your stuff, whether you discount it or not discount it, you are a quality person. So it boils down to you and your customer service. But let me say this. Let me go back a little bit. So as a new notary, when you coming into the business, it's okay to look at people in the area prices, right? Because you're new, you don't know what to charge, but don't necessarily go off their particular price. Use that as a guide. So that's your guide, and then you run with the guide from there. Don't necessarily say, okay, everything she do, I'm going to do, right? Because it doesn't always apply what you got going on and what that notary that you looked up got going on. So it's definitely a perception. So that's one way it's perceived from a notary standpoint. But then when it comes to doing the work, absolutely. There is a advertisement going around in Georgia where there's 2 different lawyers and they go back and forth, right? And one is they doing the standard 33% that lawyers do when you got a case or whatever the case is. And then the other one now, he came out of nowhere and now he hitting them in the head with the 25%, right? He's saying, I know they said 33, but I could deliver for 25%. Every case, it ain't gonna be 33, which is the standard that most attorneys do. So lo and behold, he's not still getting the business, right? He's not getting the business that the other attorneys are getting just because he's saying it's 25%. Because now people are like, well, is he really going to pay attention to my case? Is it really going to like he might have a big volume? Like, so you second guessing going to him, and now you picking the one all along that would be 33% because you're like, they must know what they're doing. And plus that's the standard. That's what you perceived it to be the best. This attorney might be the bomb, right?
Yes.
Because you are perceiving it differently and you're saying, hey, if he's doing 25%, it's a lot of misconception. So absolutely. But at the end of the day, it boils down to customer service and referrals. Customer service is a big thing because it doesn't matter what you charge. If the word of mouth, if customer service, if people can talk about you in a good way, then discount or not, whether you charge $300 or $200 or maybe $50, they're coming to you. It's just the bottom line. They're gonna come see you. I have plenty of people that'll call me and they end up calling me back. Right? It's like, well, I called them and they didn't know such and such. So I'm gonna just what you say your fee was. Let me go ahead and send you this link, right? Because you won't have to prepay. At the end of the day, that's also another way that I do it. But at the end of the day, it's a perception. So yes, absolutely. It's definitely.
So let me ask you this question. Have you noticed there's a difference between clients that pay a premium price versus the cheap, no frill client?
When I say it's like 2 different worlds. When I say, oh, it's one document, one stamp, whatever. And I'll be like, okay, well, it's $75, for instance, right? Okay, worries, what time can you be here? Let me go ahead and send you this link. But when the first thing is when they call talking about you a notary, so how much you charge? We didn't even get into the conversation. You asking me how much charge, that's a red flag for me. So I'm like, well, what do you need notarized, right? And I think I actually get that from Tekk because I was listening to him one time talk about that. And I was like, I'm not getting into all of that. That makes no sense. And that's totally correct. Once you start with that, you got me to the left. I'm like, what you need done, right? What you need done so we can figure it out and I can come to you. I'm not even going to finish discussing that. I can send you this link. You go ahead and put your deposit. In some cases, some people do the
look like we lost it for a second.
You lost me?
Okay, you're back.
Oh, okay. Fill it out, and that's a confirmation that I'm coming to see you, right? I'm not even going to go back and forth with you. At that point, that's that. But let me tell you, the level is totally different. When people know what they want and they're not penny pinching about the customer service or the quality of the work, or if they've had a referral and they know about Ladies in the Stamp, they have no problem. You could say $600 in the state of Georgia, in the attorney state, and they're like, okay, well, what time can you come? And it's like, so this is your options. And I still, even though I'm very customer service oriented, I still hold my ground. It's like, this is what we're going to do. This is how it's going to be done. But again, that comes with experience. And that's why it's really, really important to have a mentor or a coach, because at the end of the day, they can teach you some things that they've learned along the way and help you with that confidence that you don't have when you first come in this industry.
Yeah, indeed. Tahisha said, yeah, big red flag there. That is true. I've definitely noticed the difference between premium clients and cheap clients. The cheap clients, sometimes their photo IDs would be expired. They don't even have an ID. Their grandmother is signing on their behalf. Like it's a mess. It's a goddamn mess. Tekk, this next question is for you, brother. So reason number 3, you want to think twice about being the industry's cheapest is brand image. Price cutting strategies can erode a brand's image. Businesses that position themselves as offering premium or high quality products may find that being the cheapest undermines the perceived value of their brand. What say you, Tekk?
Yeah. Shout out to Coach T, by the way. I love her. It's $1 million. Like, what do you have? I love it. It's yo, I'm gonna give a credit to my wife real quick. Let me take off the handcuffs. Yeah.
I'm glad your handcuffs don't have like fuzzy shit around it, bro, because it looked real funny on this live. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What y'all been doing, man? Yeah,
like
not those.
50 shades of gray in this motherfucker.
Where do you get those from? I don't know about those. The brand image. I'm gonna give my credit to my wife. She says this all the time. Buy well, buy once.
I like that.
Well, buy once. That means you get something on the cheap, low discount, half off rack. Can you really be surprised that you get what you pay for is a common saying, and that it speaks to that. It's the same idea, right? So if you're offering discounts to some, even the word discount even sounds a little weird, but I want to go back to the point that this is a money product. Think about that. I want to help to shake your whole core and your whole mainframe about what it is that you do. Many notaries have traditionally taken on the traditional notary, which is this individual who has a sign up and says Notary Public. And, the office is a little dusty and musty, and you got stacks of documents and papers everywhere. And, maybe they dress nicely, maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe they're scruffy, they don't shave. I don't know. That's to me has always been like the traditional image of notary. But I'm here to say that we are all living proof that it doesn't have to be that way. This can be a transformational industry. And notice I didn't say business. It's a transformational industry. But when you run it like a business and your image is of something that takes great care and attention to detail. Now, even the language, and I learned this from you, Tiger, the language that you use can feed into that. So instead of using words like discount, using words like credit. And, that's something that I've utilized and it's worked out when I needed it to work out. So, somebody says, let's give that same scenario. Somebody's trying to get a debt settlement paper signed. Yeah, it's just one signature. It's just one page. oh, I can just go anywhere and get this done for $5. Well, go get it for $5 then. If you can get it for $5, I would do it. Go ahead. I mean, if I were you, I would do it, but not necessarily if I were you. But at the same time, all right, the question now becomes, well, how low can you go? You ever have somebody ever ask you that? Oh, how cheap can you give it to me? What's the lowest price you can go? That's a crazy question, isn't it? Like, how low can I
that's
go?
absurd.
Wait, somebody really said that to you?
Yesterday.
Listen, I would have been as low as your grandmama on a limbo line.
Damn.
That's real low. But
this is why I don't be on social media no more. This is why it's this mouth. Because first of all, I would have been offended. Like, what you mean? Excuse me? Oh, okay.
I didn't know how to. I know now. Unfortunately, I know how to answer that question. But in the moment, it really struck me back because it's close to what Coach was saying. When somebody calls you, and the first thing they say is how much. Well, how do I even know what it is you have? And after you're done telling me your long story about the sheriff going out knocking at your door about you owe child support, or you got to enroll your kids into the school district, or you got to go to Mexico, whatever the story is, now the price is no longer, or the sentiment is no longer how low can you go. Now here's the bottom line, and I think we can all agree. Most people are not trying to do something illegal, right? Most people are really just trying to take care of some business, and they just, unfortunately, they've never, ever dealt with someone like you. They never dealt with a notary. They didn't expect that you were going to be the person on the other side of the phone. They didn't see that coming. They thought it was going to be something else. But now that you are on the other side of the phone, it's not that they're trying to do something crazy or illegal. It's really just, you've never dealt with a notary before, and I can tell. So I can still help you. No matter what you're trying to do, how complicated and complex, I can actually still help you because you do have a valid ID, don't you? Right? You're not trying to sign something without ID, are you? Right? And you do have something that needs to be notarized. You have a certificate, or I can give it to you. So it really just comes down to, when do you want to do this? Now, if you're trying to get it for cheap, you're trying to get it for $2. You got $5. Like, how much money do you have? I have $5. Well, can I get 4 of those? They're like, no, I don't want to give you $4. Well, listen. So I use this technique, and it's a sales technique that you can use. Go ahead. I don't care. The credits for the seniors, the first responders, the educators, the veterans, whatever. Let's get this done, because at the end of the day, I can still help you, and I still want your business.
Yeah. Before we go into topic number 4, I want to give a couple of shout outs to the participants over there on YouTube. Shout out to LaShonda out there in Jersey. Shout out to Gina in North Carolina, G Squad. We got Miami Beach Notary. Shout out to her. Tahisha out there in Virginia. Shout out to you. Martin, I think you're out there in Colorado, right? Shout out to you. Yeah, shout out to everybody tuning into this. We're about to get into number 4. Number 4 is for you, Domique. Let's bring it around back one more time. Okay. Number 4 reason why you need to think twice about being the industry's cheapest is customer loyalty. Customers driven solely on low prices are often less loyal. They may switch to a competitor offering an even lower price, making it difficult for the business to build a stable and loyal customer base. What say you, Domique?
Which is very, very true. Which is extremely true. My most loyal customers, like, it doesn't matter what state they're in, where they are, like my big commercial clients, they actually started as just getting one document completed based on Google My Business. Thank you. They got one on Yelp, and it's like, they're loyal to me because of the experience that I gave them. Yes, Papa. They're more loyal to me because of the experience that they got, because their document was completed, because as I'm having small talk with them, I kind of realize what they do, and that's my cue to go above and beyond, like offer the scanning like, do you want a digital copy of this? I know you probably have to send this somewhere and things like that. And it's like, it's the way you gauge your customer and you gauge your client base. If somebody's just
Mhm.
coming really quick and they just want to get one thing done, like, let's not get it twisted. I do notarizations for free sometimes, but that's based upon my mood and how I feel. So at the end of the day, if somebody, when I give them a price, they're not asking me how low I can go. Nobody then ever asked me that. Please don't start, because my mouth, good God, don't ask me that.
Could you
But
imagine?
if I had people pull up to my house, because this is the notary trap house. Every machine in this house don't, like, I'm not the hardest working person in this house. If I'm working, everybody working. Everything is working, okay? Everything is working. I have people that pull up and they'll pull up. They don't negotiate the price. They don't have an issue, but I see them in the back of an Uber. And it's like one document. And they're going to pay me. They paid their deposit for their appointment, but then they're going to give me the rest of the balance. And I'm like, no, it's no problem. I'm like, you're all done. I'm like, and then they're like, oh, what? Oh my gosh. And they're excited. And they're like, they're just gracious at the fact that I gave them that. But then guess what? I made my money back on that appointment by the next 10 notarizations by
Mhm.
all their family and friends that they just referred to. They didn't say that I did it for free. They didn't tell everybody that. You know what they told them? They told them that I was great and I gave them a great experience and everything else. And that's where my loyalty comes from. My loyalty comes into the value that I give them in the appointment, whether it's 5 minutes or it's 45. Because, Lord, I'm not sitting with nobody longer than 45 minutes.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I'm not doing that at all. So at the end of the day, it's just a matter of what you get loyal customers, not based upon price. Anybody can go and get something cheaper. I go to Target because I want to get away from them. And in Target, they can't make all that noise. But in Walmart, they can. So I'm not going to Walmart. What do you want me to do? You want me to take you somewhere? Okay, so can you give me a minute? Okay.
So Dom,
Okay.
Coach T, we're gonna spin around the block with this number 5. Tell me what you think, your opinion on this. So the number 5 reason you want to think twice about being the notary's cheapest is you start to sacrifice quality. Cutting costs to maintain low prices can lead to compromise in product or service quality. This may result in customer satisfaction and damage or business reputation over time. So I was just thinking about like if there was an error on the document, if you didn't charge accordingly or you didn't mark it up enough, it's going to be very difficult for you to want to go back and make those corrections. But what say you?
That's correct. That's correct. So that's absolutely right. That is correct, that whole statement, because at the end of the day, I'm not cutting back on my experience that I give you. I'm not cutting product I buy, the quality of paper, my printer. I'm not cutting back on those things because it becomes who I am and how I want to show up. So because of that, I'm not cutting back on the price, and people know that, right? So they know she gonna bring copies, she gonna bring this, she gonna do that. I have an envelope, like, especially for those repeat customers, they already know the quality of the service, and the ones who are new, they get to experience the quality of the service. So if I'm definitely not cutting back on what I charge you. That's a negative.
Tekk, this one's for you. Number 6, brother. Number 6 reason why you want to think twice about being the industry's cheapest is sustainability. Maintaining extremely low prices might not be sustainable in the long run. If a business is not making enough profit to cover its costs, it may struggle to survive, especially in the face of economic downturns, which we've all experienced, or unexpected challenges. What do you say about that, Tekk?
How long are you going to be in business if you don't make money? Ask yourself that question. How long can you keep your doors open if you're not making any money? The answer is not very long. That's the answer, okay? So you got people who will enter into the industry. Notice I didn't say business. You enter into the industry, and a year later, you're out of the industry. Grand opening, grand closing. Who said that? Is that Kanye West who said that?
Yeah.
Grand opening, grand closing. So now, so what's the solution to there? Sustainability is often what you're looking for. So how do you actually have a sustainable business? Well, number one, if you don't charge enough money to actually make it sustainable, then I'm talking about you. Now, listen, I'm not talking about you take all the money that you earn and then go pay your light bill and then go pay your car note, go pay your groceries. You got to actually put this back into the business, because that's the very thing that makes the money. It's the business. So, there's different strategies and different techniques and methods you can use. But ultimately, we're talking about, are you building a business for, and we talked about the last time, about clients, customers, and supporters. There's a difference. The people you engage with, these can be long-term clients, customers, or supporters. Which one do you want? And there's a difference between the three. Go back and watch the other episode to find out how we broke that down. But yeah, sustainable. Oh, now I'll give you the answer, or give you a little Chico. Supporters is what we all, any business, by the way, they want supporters. No matter what you do, no matter how high your price goes, no matter what hiccup takes place, you want people who's going to ride with you. And a notary business any business can do that, but a notary business especially can do it because of what you say, Tiger, all the time. You're in this person's most intimate environment. Think about that. Steve Jobs don't go into your house, but you do. So you can build a client base that's sustainable, and in a notary business, for what it is, when it's done correctly, you can do it forever. It's great.
Yeah, indeed. So before we go into the last two, we have number 7, and then we have a bonus one. Before we do that, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsor.
Opus
Pay some
Clip
bills.
turns your long form videos into short clips in one click.
Opus Clip is powered by AI, and it can create 30 clips in 15 minutes and outperform any manual video editing by saving 90% of time and tons of money. Opus Clip is so hot right now, it's like trying to get tickets to a Beyonce concert. So get Opus Clip now. Don't be the person who hears about it later and goes,
"Dang, I should have listened to Tiger Toledo."
Go ahead. Be the cool one in your squad. Try Opus Clip today for free. Just click the link in the description.
So number 7 we're on right now. The number 7 reason to think twice about being the industry's cheapest in the notary industry. Innovation hindered. Investing in research, development, and innovation is essential to staying competitive in the long term. If a business focuses solely on being the cheapest, it may neglect these areas, hindering its business ability to adapt and changing market conditions. So right now we live in a market of AI, right? And Tekk, as you know, you bring in automation. Now, if you weren't able to make enough money, you probably wouldn't be able to invest in these softwares like Calendly and, Stampede and all of these other softwares. But Coach T, I would like to direct that question to you. What do you say about that?
That's absolutely right. If you start off low, you already under the ball, right? Because at the end of the day, we do have to pay, like I was explaining with your experience, you do have to pay for the technology that's coming ahead, like the automatic, like I was saying with the forms, right? You have to send forms for people to pay ahead of time. You don't want to travel somewhere and you didn't even get gas money, right? Because at the end of the day, if you get there and something goes wrong, you made nothing. You wasted gas, time, paper, whatever it is that you wasted. So you want to make sure that you're always up on the latest. And that comes with coaching, right? That comes with finding a coach. And you may have one coach and then that time has ran out. Get another one, because it's not necessary. It doesn't necessarily mean because you have one, you can't get another one. You will grow and your time will change and things will change where you absolutely need to connect with different people. I've always said notaries need notaries, right? I know that it's kind of like the cliche because a lot of notaries for some reason don't seem to get along. Because
I noticed that too.
in the same industry, which is crazy to me, right? And that's why I created the community I created, because that doesn't even make sense to me. We have to teach each other. For instance, with the AI and being a part of the Go Squad, you learn so much things from other notaries that it helps you advance. Because if I didn't know anything about Chat GPT and I was introduced to it, now I can introduce it to others. But all of those innovative things, and there's more coming down the line, and I'm sure some things will be changing with notaries as well. So using Ron platforms, all of those things cost. So at the end of the day, as long as we stay in the know and we're making sure that when we show up, right? And do everything that's supposed to be done, absolutely, we're going to charge these fees. It's no way around it, right? We have to be able to be present for that person. So that person needs to understand that this is also, I know that you was getting away from the business thing, but this is really my business, right? And when I teach it as a business, you have to treat it as such.
Yeah, I think we needed to really give some context on why we do charge the premium prices that we do, because there's a lot of factors that play into this role for us to even keep doing business. What about if you're hiring another notary to do the assignment, or you're brokering the deal? If your deal is so damn skinny, how could you make a profit and pay the notary to run that assignment for you? So there's so many reasons why, being the cheapest in the game is detrimental. It's a race to the bottom. It really is.
I love the answer about that.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
You're right. You work with somebody and then it stops. Go get somebody else. I've spent a lot of money on coaching, a lot of money, like a lot, and it always comes back. But she's right. You work with somebody for a period of time and then it stops for what because that's the end of it, and then you go get something else. You should always be in that mode of improving yourself and innovating and being creative and being innovative. So I love that I live in California because it's the home of innovation to me and creativity. So it's just being there and being in an environment is definitely it's never not going to benefit you.
Yeah.
So this is the last one, Tekk. This one's for you, brother. Bonus number 8, market perception. A business that consistently competes on price may be perceived as a budget or discount option. This can limit its ability to attract customers looking for premium and unique offerings. So when I think about this, I think of the person going to Walmart to buy the Casio watch. There's nothing wrong with Casio watches, but then you have the other person that's going to buy a Rolex or Audemars, right? So these are different clients. And if somebody's used to purchasing premium products, it's hard for them to be like, hey, how much are you? Oh, you're the cheapest that I've called so far. Come to my house. I had a client that told me if my price was under $150, he was not gonna let me come to his house because he probably thought I would steal some shit out of there.
And that you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, you got sticky fingers. People come in your house, start selling stuff. No, listen, I'm gonna really take up handcuffs for this one. All right. So notaries who want to perform at their highest, their optimal level, they often say, I want to deal with lawyers. I want to deal with law firms and big companies. Well, here comes your perception. Does a law firm or a lawyer or an engineering firm or a construction company, do they want to deal with you? That's the question you should be asking yourself. Look at how your image is, and would a company want to deal with you? And I can answer that question. The answer is no. They don't want to deal with the cheapest or the discount or the person who's not going to be reliable. So I'm a CEO or I'm an assistant to one of the executives at this big law firm, whatever company, gas company. And my CEO needs to sign some important documents. And matter of fact, they've got a little window between 1:30 and 2:15 where they can do this. You might not be able to do it because you have kids to take care of, or you have shopping to do, or you have some other obligation. Can I rely on you or your company to dispatch somebody out there to do it? Do you have the capacity to meet my demands? And because I'm the assistant to this executive, your price doesn't even matter. It's the perception. So if you can actually fulfill my request, I'm willing to pay whatever you are charging. And that's what people are looking for. That's what people who are looking for notaries, that's really what they're looking for. I don't know if you know that. They're not looking for you to come and sign a stamp a document. They're looking for confirmation. They're looking for that reassurance that this is going to be done correctly. And one way to convey that message is to say that we can come when you want us to come. And if your CEO has a slight window between 1:30 and 2:15, I may not be able to do that because I got other stuff to do. I may not even want to go, but this is just a culmination of what we've all been talking about. You got to build in enough profit. You got to have the perceived image. You got to have the sustainability. This is what makes a full service notary business. A full service notary business that can meet the demands of the public or of the community looking for you. And competing with those low prices, you're going to put yourself out of business in 3 months. I'll give you 3 months and you'll not be in business anymore because it won't make sense to you. It really, literally won't be worth your time. So this has to be worth your time. You got to build in enough profit. You have to justify it. And not, when I say justify it, I'm not saying defend yourself against anybody who says that you charge too much. I'm saying the technology that you invest in, the training that you receive, and the image that you put across, all this stuff is going to play into you having a sustainable notary business. And it can really be a lot of fun. Like we in our group, Coach C and Domique, we joke all the time, and it can really be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's the convenience to piggyback off what you were saying. They pay for convenience. They pay for, like you said, the fact that they know it's going to be done right, and they pay that it's convenient because, as you were saying, if I can't do it, I'm going to make sure I send somebody who can. So just by knowing that when they reach out to you, even if they're not getting you, they're like, oh, but he going to get somebody to come, or he can find somebody for me because they called you no matter what, right? So it is pretty much paying for the convenience.
Yeah.
I wish I could share my screen. I'll show you a message that somebody just sent me. I always ask people, is there anything that you want to let us know about this appointment? You got gate codes, security codes, and snipers on the roof, parking. And this woman just put, whoever comes, right? Not implying that I'm coming. They're like, whoever comes, can you tell them to park next to the basketball court? Don't block the driveway. You know what I'm saying? So it is a convenience thing. And that's really what customers are looking for. Walmart,
are we addressing these comments? Because
Yeah. So I definitely wanted to jump into the comments. So my Miami Beach notary said the state only states the price per stamp, but you make your own price as a business. So Miami Beach, I would recommend looking at the episode. It was a Notary War Room episode with Dawn and Camille. She's a tax accountant. She actually tells you like the stamp is actually a write-off, so it's tax exempt, and then all the other stuff that you add to it is what you would pay taxes on. So if you have a chance, check out that episode. You wanted to address I
think that Miami was responding to somebody before that was
okay. She was.
Yeah, that was
because he said that the state posed. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that one up. I believe that was Jax.
Jax. That means Jax. He said part of the problem is what the state has posed what our prices are, which is absolutely true. But
Not the
you have
problem.
to do your research as to what you're offering in your business. If you're just standing in one spot stamping a paper and you have no overhead, even if you're in a business, you have an overhead. You have a complete overhead. The state can't tell you how much it costs you to start your vehicle. I have 2 vehicles. One costs more to start than the other. like, and that's
Mhm.
the reality of it.
Yeah.
And I even have a motorcycle, when it's hot outside. It's a midlife crisis. Don't judge me. Um, so so it's like it depends. And I pull up to notarizations on my motorcycle. Don't get it twisted. And it got a QR code on there too when I park it. I'm just saying,
Right.
marketing is everywhere. Marketing's everywhere. You know who I am. But in all reality, they cannot tell you what it costs for your vehicle, can cost for your upkeep. We're mobile notaries predominantly. So what does it cost you? Nobody knows how much it costs for you to get your oil changed. You might not get yours done at Walmart. You might go straight to the dealer. Your overhead is a lot more. You may still be ordering full price paper instead of going and getting it cheaper and looking for deals and sales. You may not be buying in bulk paper. You may not have toner on deck. You may not have that. You may not have those resources. Your overhead may be high. My
Mhm.
overhead is lower because after a few years I learned aftermarket toner worked just as good as real toner.
Mm.
Amen. Like, I'm
Amen.
just saying, amen. Like, you will see me come out of Sam's Club with cases of paper because Lord knows I'm not paying Staples prices. I'm just saying.
Right.
Sometimes
Yeah.
Amazon will bring some paper, but you have to do that research. My goal is to keep my overhead low. I have multiple machines, I have multiple printers, I have multiple scanners. And guess what? They're all making money. If my scanner is collecting dust, guess what I'm saying? Oh, and I can scan this for you if you like. It's just an additional
Yep.
XYZ. And they're like, oh, you can? Absolutely. And they don't give a damn about the additional. It's just that it's an offer. But when they call me, I'm not like, and then a notarization is this. And then if you want me to scan it, it's this. And then if you want me to walk outside, and then it's this. For me to put on my bra, it's this. No, I don't tell them that. I don't tell them any of that. I'm like, this is the price, depending upon the conversation or what the document is. If I feel like it would make sense for them to have a digital copy sent directly to their email so they can easily keep it as a digital file or send it whereas it needs to go. Because if they're
Mhm.
talking to you and they're like, yeah, and then I got to go scan this. Oh, well, I
Right.
can take care of that right here. And guess what? They're not going to want to go anywhere else. So you need to utilize your things. There's a lot of people that are like, I brought that scanner and it's just collecting dust. Oh, no, my scanner worked harder than me this week. I'm going to just tell you, amen.
So Miami
That's
Beach
so.
Notary said 75% of this industry is women, but she didn't know that notaries sabotage other notaries. Ask Kim Yanni if
It's the old and it's the dusty and it's the broke.
yeah,
And they got crooked wigs and they got their headshots don't match their real life like BBL thighs. Okay. They don't match. It's them. It's the ones that are old as dirt and people assume because they look 432, they've been in here 432 years. Amen. It's the
Mhm.
ones that fund their business with Social Security, disability, and the welfare. And they ain't in these streets hustling. They don't know what it is to market. They don't know what it is to go door to door. And they don't know what it is to mobile. And amen, because they're over there in a walker. And you know what? This is why I don't be on the internet, because God knows it's hot in here and I don't like that.
hallelujah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You
That's
know,
that.
they came for me and I didn't send for them. And one thing, if you want to learn anything about Signed by Domique, is don't come for me unless I send for you. Don't do it, because the Lord knows my heart, but these
Right.
hands are from New York
All day.
all day
Don't
long.
turn her up.
All day long. And all I'm saying is that a very old man and a woman who we name Liver came for me and came for multiple women in this industry.
Mm.
And not even, and it's not even just, and it be your own kind, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm your kind. I'm just pigment deprived. I don't know what happened. Something must have happened back in the days on the plantations, and I just don't got no pigments.
but my whole family black and I'm black. Amen. I look like my daddy. Don't question that. So it be your own kind. A lot of people, because you'll see the people that are coming together. Yes, they all come together. They're all geriatric and they have big followings. Why? Because they all team up while they're eating their sardines and drinking their tea. And they have these little ideas that are not innovative. They stole them from us. And then they presented it. And they washed it in milk and gave it to y'all. And y'all ate it. Y'all drank it. But then us, we can't come together. Now, I used to not feel so strongly about this, but it was only about a few months ago, and that's why I'm not on Clubhouse anymore, where somebody else who was a part of our Ghost Squad was invited to be on a stage and asked me to come in as a backup to go over things because I've been doing things a lot longer. So in case there was a question that they didn't know the answer to, I could back up, which I'm all for support. I'm team. Everybody needs to win because life is expensive and we're all in this for a game. So unless you cross me, you lost me. Okay. Once you cross me, you lost me. So I went over there to show support. Now, mind you, this was a stage of somebody else that was our own kind. And they not only disrespected that person that they asked to lead up, did not give them the stage, but let Liver come up there, who only been doing what we were talking about, which is apostilles, for 5 minutes. And we've been doing it for how long? Created courses, mentored how many damn people, done how many of them. I'm on a first name basis with my Secretary of State. I walk up in there, they're like, hey, girl. So it's like, at the end of the day, you're not respected. And I feel like a lot of people want to be the token. You'll look and you'll see who has a lot of followers and you'll see who the tokens are. There's tokens in the industries. There's tokens everywhere. That one black person that sits at the table with the white people, they're like, yeah, man. And they think they're getting far, but they're not. And I hate that for us. And I feel like we do need to come together. So things like this, like, yes, I'm studying. I'm doing a lot of things. I got my kids off the bus, so I'm in and out. But when it comes time to show up for Ghost Squad, I will always try to make time because everybody here shows love and they show support. Everybody has been here for somebody. There is not nobody in the Ghost Squad. Well, actually there was. And that's why I wasn't typing in the group, but I'm glad they ass left last night. I saw that they left the group and amen. I'm so damn glad because I ain't been writing in there. That was a little suspicious that they was in there, but it's okay. It's okay. But I think that we are not where we need to be because there's not enough support because it became a competition. And you know who planted the air of competition? Because I've been in this shit 13 years. And the notaries that was in here 13 years ago, it was never a question. It was never a price. It was never nothing. And I'm trying to still give that to everybody. But you know who made it a competition? The same people that are selling you these fake credentials and these fake certificates. They making up new titles left and damn right. I said, what? Do I need a what? What the hell is a certificate? I'm not even going to talk about it. Because I don't even know what it is, but it's made up. They just made it up a couple months ago. Right.
And then I'm starting to see notaries talking about, I just got certified in. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Like what?
Give me two differences because I can get that right now off GMB. Google my business for those that are new. Okay, man. But it's just that, like, you have to know what you're doing. You can't, and those are the people whose overhead is high. You got to find the people you mesh with, that the people who are knowledgeable, that the people that are actually in these streets. So when you call them and they're like, I'm here standing in the rain trying to do this. They're like, well, 2 years ago when I was in the rain, this is what I did and it didn't work. So try this. Not the people that are sitting in an office. You're talking to somebody in Taiwan and then waiting 4 days for a respond back via email. And maybe they could give you an answer, but they've never went door-to-door marketing. They've never went into a neighborhood group and put their information out there. That's not right. It's not okay. Your security is your network. Your network is your net worth. If you're with a bunch of hustlers and you're surrounding yourself with hustlers, the hustle cannot be bought. The hustle can't be taught neither. It's either you have it or you don't. And now I'm going to be a good girl. I'm going to stop.
Because they set me off talking about the damn sabotage. Because them people are disrespectful, Lord, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's true.
It's so disrespectful. Everybody got a reason. I don't care if I tell all my students, I tell everybody a part of my groups. I don't care if you out here hustling because you collect shoes. I don't care if you got 7 kids. I don't care if you trying to pay a light bill. I don't care if you just got done with a bid. Well, you can't be a notary, I guess, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Everybody has a reason. Once you know your why, I'm never going to question your why. But
Right.
What is your why? Tell me your why. What is your why? Why do you get up? Why do you need to do this? Why did you put money towards this? If it take you too long to answer, then what are we doing? Oh, yeah, certified trust notary. Girl, bye.
Right. I was like, wait, what's that?
Girl, listen.
I must have missed that part.
Listen, I had to stay off of social media. That's why I ain't been on here. Because every time I saw that certificate, I said, Lord, I'm going to be community guidelines. They're going to get my ass. They're going to ban my whole page because I can't stand it. But it's like,
that's crazy.
We have to come together and be together and support. If Coach T right now, she's like, listen, I'm having something, blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, listen, do I got to put my hair down? You got to let me know.
No, we are together though. We are together. We are together. We support each other. The people who raise their hand, they show up. The people who we put the information out there, and people who find it incredibly valuable. Those are the people who show up. Those people who come, and people who don't, they don't. And that's up to them, because in 3 months they'll be out of business. So
they'll be completely out of business because they're paying for fake certifications, but they're also not learning how to market. They also are not learning how to have confidence in their business. You cannot do that. You can't do that. Listen, you tell me, and somebody said, shout out Mark Wills. Show me where Mark going to market.
You see my eyes? What?
Where Mark going? How long Mark been in here?
Wait. Did Mark say you needed a certification to be a loan signing agent? You believe that too, right?
I'm just saying, because, and it's no shade, because it's all love. He learned how to make his money. He learned how to get y'all, and that's beautiful. Because I'll never listen. I'm from New York, so I'm from the city where it's real gritty. So at the end of the day, if y'all got Jamaica Ave, then y'all got Jamaica Ave, and it's okay. It just is what it is. You got to call a spade a spade.
That's it.
I done got a few times. But y'all be proudly wearing your I got.
Yeah, most people are scared. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Scare money don't make no money. And at the end of the day, hang it up, go on SSI, and stop sitting there and wanting to cry. I don't know what to tell you. But it don't matter whether you're going to sell. You have to be the type of person that you're going in there so confident that you could sell salt to a slug. If you're not that confident, then don't go. Because I could sell salt to a slug. I know I can. I go right up in there. I'll be in the store randomly.
That's the skill that's missing. That's the skill that's missing right there. It's
everybody.
And
it's closed mouths don't get fed. I don't care where I am. I'll be like, hey, what do you do? They'd be like, I'm a janitor. Sounds to me like you need a notary. And they're like, why? I'm like, you gonna tell me when you call me. Here's my card. And they be cracking up. Why? I planted the seed. They'll never forget me.
Well, Dom, what's the hardest skill to learn? What are people most afraid of? Public speaking, communication.
Communication, marketing.
Nobody taught you how to speak.
And this is the thing. People come into business and they just feel like God is going to plant the seed in everybody's ears in their service area and say, hey, Coach T became a notary. What are you talking about? How do we know that anything exists? You're not a household name. And as a notary, you want to be kind of a household name, but not too far unless you got a network. But getting a network is really hard because you got to make sure you trust them. Why? I've been in this a long time. I done paid people. They damn stamped the paper upside down. I was so embarrassed. I said, what the hell? Now I got to damn give them a test before I even add them to my network, because there ain't no damn way that we're doing that. But you also have to give people support in every season that they're in.
I have girls that are a part of the Houston Notary Academy, and they're not even stamping nothing no more. I got one that just got a damn PhD. The hell are we talking about here? And I'm there shouting from the rooftop, hands raised. They don't never have to leave the group. I'm just proud of them because I support people in all aspects of their journey. But in all aspects, you have to make sure that you are shouting as loud as you put down that damn card number in this damn computer to pay for them classes, to pay for that commission, to pay for them marketing marketing templates, as much as you paid for Mark Wells, as much as you paid to become a certified trust fraud.
Certificate.
Yeah, see, fraud came out, scammers. But you see, my allergies, they act up. I'm very allergic. Very allergic. But I just want everybody to know, like, it don't matter what phase of your journey you're in, but you got to start. But don't start if you're not ready. You cannot be scared. Find the people you resonate with, because I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Coach T is a lot nicer. Now, Tekk, he gonna automate you a lot. Now he's great at a bunch of things except mailing gold briefcases. Now, if you want a gold briefcase, don't go to him at all.
I'm about to check on that right now.
He's still checking. He's still checking. Tiger, he's amazing. He's the one that created the Notary War Room. He created the Gold Squad. He was able to connect with people and put all of us together. And guess what? Ain't none of us tried to kill each other. We all show love. We all decided to laugh. We're all different flavors. We all come from different backgrounds. Now, I'm like the redheaded stepchild of the group, because I just say whatever I wants to say. But it all comes where it needs to be, and we all support each other. And that's what you need. You need support in all aspects of entrepreneurship, because it's a lonely ass game. If you don't come from a family of entrepreneurs, everybody's looking at you like you the crackhead that done stole a bicycle. And they're like, why you stole that bike? Why are you doing that? Why don't you just go get a job? No.
Right.
But nobody can understand your dream because it's not something that's sold in stores. Nobody's dreams are sold in stores.
That's true. You're in business for yourself. You're in business for yourself, but you don't have to be by yourself.
Right.
Please. Yeah, like that's a thing. Like it's not for everybody. Entrepreneurship is not rated E for everybody. And notary is entrepreneurship. It is sales. It is marketing. It is connecting. It is networking. You're not just networking with people because you feel like they have a skill that can make you money, but you're networking with people because they may be able to speak your name in rooms that you're not in yet. They may be able to open those doors for you. They may be able to shout your graces when you're not there to shout them for yourself. That's where everybody needs to look at a network. They need to look at networking. They need to look at finding their people. And I'm done. I land my plane, because I didn't went off when they started talking about sabotage, because that just give me the heebie-jeebies because I've been so quiet.
Well, with that said, Dawn, we're going to go real quick into our book of the week. The book of the week is the 80/20 Sales and Marketing. This is probably one of my favorite books that allowed me to look at my pricing and then do the 80/20 principle on there so I can charge more, because it's just a phenomenal book. So that is our book of the week. Check it out on Amazon. The link is in the description. We're going to wrap everything up. I'd love for our special guests to, put in their information and tell us what they have going on. Let's start with you, Coach T.
Yes. So I'm so happy that I was able to tune in. This was awesome, as always.
Yes, thank you.
As always, I'll be trying to catch you, but doing this notary work. You all over the place. But I am Ladies on the Stamp on Instagram. I also have a Black Girls Who Notarize Facebook group with over 4,600 Black women who are very supportive.
in the community. I also have the Notary CEO Academy, where you can learn notary how-tos and loan signing agent how-tos. Because actually, you don't need a specific certificate for none of those things, but it's good to get with a coach or a mentor like me or any of us and learn the how-to, so you can also make the money that we're talking about on this platform.
Tekk?
Yeah, go to drtekk.com. I am a big advocate of using automation, not doing everything yourself, especially for a single person operation like a notary business. It's oftentimes it's just one person. Maybe you have a couple of people who work with you, but for the majority of people, they're just one man show, one woman show. The problem is that you end up doing everything, literally everything, and you don't even realize it. So I'm a big advocate of using automation, employing some of these techniques so that you can, make it worth your time and really have a lot of fun. So go to drtekk.com and you can find out more about what I have going on and how to get information about automating your notary business.
Awesome. Dom?
You can find me everywhere at Signed by Domique. You could check out my website, signedbydomique.com, and the Houston Notary Academy, which is a academy for all stages, all states, and all phases of your notarial and entrepreneurship journey. I do a multitude of things, so I'm not even going to go down the list. So you just have to check out my website, because niching is everything, and I do a lot of stuff. I'm back in college now too, so there's new stuff that's going to be happening soon. So I'm very excited, and I'm also an author. You could find all my books on Amazon if you search Dominique Reed, which range from notary book to domestic violence books to self-help books, journals, and I even wrote a children's book for your notary appointments, which is super awesome and super dope, and the kids love it, and it keeps them out of the way when you're trying to do what you need to do. So it was always a pleasure, and I love everybody here, and I think y'all are all amazing. And if nobody told you guys today, be great. Don't let anybody stop your shine, please, because the world is yours, literally. You can open so many doors, and no idea is a stupid idea. The only stupid ideas are the ones that you don't execute.
And as for me, ladies and gentlemen, I am your humble hip-hop sales coach. I thank you guys. As always, we wish you the best. Peace, love, happiness, and cash flow in your life. And see us next Wednesday. We're going to have an awesome show for you again. And leave a comment, leave descriptions. We'll put everybody's information in the descriptions, and follow everybody on here because they are awesome people. Peace, love, and happiness. Talk to you guys soon. You heard?